Hi guys, welcome back to Market Time Reviews. Today we have a jam-packed video for you guys, and we're going to start it out with PPI numbers coming in 0.1% weaker than analyst expectations, which is a great sign for the market. It's a great sign that inflation is coming down, and hopefully a great sign that the Federal Reserve can start loosening and cutting rates. I still maintain my outlook that we do not get a rate cut until November, or at least a very small rate cut until November. Secondly, we have the interview of Donald Trump and Elon Musk last night's live stream, surpassing 1 billion reported views. And a highlight I took out of this is that Donald Trump sees a very strong economy under himself and a very weak economy under Kamala Harris, and points to the current economy under the Biden administration, which is the Biden and Harris administration, that has been a weak economy, has not done well in stocks, and he sees an economy under himself doing very well, reflecting the 2016 through 2020 looks. Third, we have Starbucks. Old CEO Lexman Narasimhan out as CEO, and in with new CEO, Starbucks CEO Brian Nicole, which was stolen away from Chipotle. We see huge numbers coming out of Starbucks stock today, and we see very low numbers coming out of Chipotle, down around 13% and climbing back up to about 8% down today. This has huge implications on the price of Chipotle stock and Starbucks stock. We see Starbucks up about 25% today, and it was a huge move for the stock. It really was. We see Chipotle stock coming back, Starbucks stock coming back up to right around late February highs, and still down from all-time highs back July 30th, 2021 at 121.43. As we look into Starbucks' financial report, we see revenue sitting at about $6.8 billion, down about up about 1%. We see store count up about 3% to 18,000 stores. We see operating income down about 2% at $1.432 billion, down from $1.46 billion. We see operating margin falling about 70 basis points. And this is a report back from late July from Starbucks, and they blame this on net new company operated store growth of 5% over the past 12 months, as well as growth in our licensed store business. The increase was partially offset by a 2% decline in comparable store sales, driven by a 6% decline in comparable transactions, partially offset by a 3% increase in average ticket. They see income decrease to $1.4 billion in Q3 2024, down from $1.5 billion in Q3 2023. They blame this primarily driven by investments in store partner wages and benefits, increased in promotional activity and deleverage. This contraction was partially offset by pricing and in-store operational efficiencies. We see international segment coming in at about $1.842 billion in revenue, which is down about 7% from previous year at $1.972 billion. We see operating income way lower at $287.5 billion, down about 23%. We see operating margin falling about 340 basis points, and this is in the international market. This is primarily driven by an approximate 5% unfavorable impact from foreign currency translation, which would be a weak currency, a 7% decline in comparable store sales driven by a 4% decline in average ticket, and 3% decline in comparable transaction. Another factor was lower product and equipment sales to and royalties revenues from our licensees. This decline was partially offset by net new company operated store growth of 11% over the past 12 months. Operating income decreased to $287.5 million in Q3 2024 compared to $374.5 million in Q3 2023. Operating margin fell a big chunk, and that is driven by promotional activities and investments. I believe I called that billions up there, I meant millions. And this is a huge thing that I noticed when looking through the update. In June, the company announced a partnership with Grubhub, rolling out Starbucks delivery with Grubhub in select U.S. markets with the goal of national availability in all 50 states by August of 2024, which would be current month, offering customers with convenience of ordering from Starbucks through 3 leading delivery platforms. Starbucks delivery is expected to approach $1 billion in U.S. revenue this fiscal year, doubling in just 2 years and continuing to be a growing part of the business. This will be huge for Starbucks stock as long as Brian Nicole can hit on these key parts that the stock and company has been wanting to do. We have total net revenues at $9.1 billion, down about 0.6% from $9.168 billion. We see operating income falling about 4.2% from $1.517 billion, or $1.517 billion falling from $1.583 billion. Guys, we see that Brian Nicole has been stolen away from Chipotle and taken to Starbucks, and this is such a huge deal because Starbucks believes that they can get back on pace and back on track with Brian Nicole as their CEO. This is a dream hire for the company, and this is a huge bullish signal from the company that they want to get back up to their highs. They're not giving up. As you have seen, they have missed revenue on the past 3 quarters, or missed EPS estimates and earning estimates in the past 3 quarters, and they do not want this to continue, and they think and believe that Brian Nicole can get them back on track from previous lows. Huge outlook because you can see now what Brian Nicole was able to do for Chipotle, and a lot of people are going to be able to believe now that he would be able to take Starbucks up and back to its previous highs in ways that the company used to run back in 2021. There's no reason not to think this with the proven track record that he has had for Chipotle. Chipotle brings in interim CEO Scott Boatwright. I see this as a temporal hire for Chipotle. I do not believe that Scott Boatwright will be the final iteration at CEO for Chipotle. I do think that this hire will cause the stock to continue to lower. As for Celsius, we see a 3.87% stock bump. This is just a little update from last video, guys, and I just wanted to say that I still stand firm on my belief that Celsius is going to be able to recover way before summer of 2025. I do think that's a bit of a ridiculous outlook on the company, and I was able to have a great day today in the market. I do want to say that. And that was primarily driven really by Celsius stock and Amazon stock. And I do see both of these stocks continuing pushing up in the near future. And I don't see the rally stopping for either one of them. So I do just want to end this video here, guys, and I just want to thank you guys for watching today. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a like. If you have any suggestions, comment. And if you would like to see more of these videos, go ahead and subscribe, and I will continue making this content for you guys. I appreciate you guys for being here. God bless. Bye.